Black Men Ain't Shit, the podcast. This shit, dog, off the cuff. Once again, I'm about to see if these headphones don't work again like they did last time. They sounded pretty good last time. It sounded good last time. They kind of canceled out the background noise, but you can actually kind of hear me a little bit. My last video didn't get no views. I don't know why. I really don't have no subscribers on this channel, so I don't know. You know, eventually I won't be talking to myself if I keep pressing and keep pushing and keep pushing or whatever. I see how it goes. You know, I'll try to get out there a little bit more, best as I can. But right now I'm just gonna, you know, kind of go off the dome with it, and just speak on the things that I've been, you know, paying attention to and witnessing. So, you know, first and foremost, like, share, and subscribe. Black Men Ain't Shit, the podcast, so we can, you know, make this thing a little bit bigger, make this thing a little bit better, and you know, help me to bring to the forefront some of the things that I want to be able to present to the brothers, the kind of entertainment that I wish to bring to the brothers. I've been in the entertainment business for a good portion of my life, and mainly the reason why things don't always, you know, work out for people that are doing anything independent is because it takes so much of an investment in order to get your products out there and kind of get your shows out there and everything. And then, you know, the kind of people that you have to interact with aren't really the most really kind of sometimes some unsavory type of people. You have to be a certain type of person to kind of get out there and swim with those kind of sharks. And this YouTube thing has really given brothers an opportunity to be able to speak their own mind and present their own voice to the people. And all that is required to make this thing work is to, you know, be able to turn your phone on or turn on your computer and go for what you know. All you need is a microphone and something to say. And I definitely appreciate that. So, with that said, we're gonna go into the topic. I've been watching videos all day. I even caught some of Nyla Says. She was talking about the MGTOW documentary that was out. Cute Butter and that other guy that's always trying to curse people out whenever they come for Cynthia. And then want to turn around and try to, you know, wave the white flag when you come busting on his ass. And then that little cat, whatever his name is, Pookie and Ray Ray. Yeah, that cat. He was in there talking, trying to double talk, trying to triple talk and all that shit. Anyway, yeah, I listened to Angry Man's podcast. His podcast was dope. I contributed, gave him like 10-9. I was listening to Obsidian. He was talking about the end of the Me Too era, or whatever what is going to be the outcome of the Me Too era. But you know, him and Angry Man kind of go off at the same time. So, you know, I was listening to Angry Man for the most part. He was talking about our relationships just a way to you know, are just like a ploy for women to steal men's resources. I'm paraphrasing this title. That's not the exact title. So I listened to them. You know, I flagged all Cynthia G videos today. Everything I saw, all her videos, she got fucking flagged. I flagged all that shit. Cause that's how I'm getting down. Fuck the hell. That's just how I'm rocking. But you know, what I noticed was, you know, they're making a lot of great points. You know, all them guys are making a lot of great points. You know, a lot of them. Obsidian, he's not even concerned about Cynthia G. He figured, you know, if bitch don't want to talk to me, fuck it, I'm going on for my business. I'm gonna continue on doing me and talk about what I want to talk about. But Angry Man, you know, he still has some unresolved points of contention that he wants to kind of get off his chest, and I don't blame him, because you know, every time you go back and listen to that exchange between him and Cynthia, you find something new. That shit is like, you know, that shit is like listening to a motherfucking Twista album or some shit. Every time you listen to it, you go hear something new that you didn't hear before. You know, listening to a dope hip hop album, real lyrical. You gotta listen to it a few times. And I've listened to that shit a few times. There was so much bullshit that she said in there. It wasn't even fucking funny. Matter of fact, I want to try to do like a one of them old Black Gnostic Speak style type of videos, but I want to do it with that video that Solar Mind has with Cynthia G. I found that motherfucker. I want to do one with that, so you can see how Solar Mind chopped ass. But what I was really concerned about, what I was really listening for, was one particular train of thought that just seems to be eluding the brothers. And I want to put this out into the atmosphere. I want to put this out. Even if I'm the only person saying it, because all of the talking points that they're saying about Cynthia G and women like her. See, the reason why we saying her name isn't because of. See, I'm getting off. I'll get back to the point that I was trying to make, but I want to make the sidebar. See, the reason why we're saying her name is because it's not specifically about her. See, it's not that Cynthia G and her rhetoric is so dangerous. That's not the scary part about Cynthia G's rhetoric. Cynthia G. What's the scary part is that there are thousands and thousands of women that are relating to her and listen to her. And that's just off YouTube. You understand? So if her message was to be able to blossom and get out there, I mean, it would be a good thing and a bad thing. Mainly because we would be able to see how many women actually relate to what she's saying, while at the same time, we would not be able to really deal with these women. And that's the problem about Cynthia G. That her rhetoric cannot be allowed to live and fester. Like, we know, I know people will say, well, you know, there are already women out there who think like her. But she could be a catalyst for them to not give a fuck about, you know, she could be like their Donald Trump, the Donald Trump to their racism. If she ever was able to be taken off of YouTube and given a position on a higher level and was able to speak on a higher platform, she would bring out the worst in the women that feel that way, because they see how much she doesn't give a fuck about saying wild shit she says about black men. So they're definitely going to just go off the fucking deep end. Just like when Trump came out doing what he did, saying what he was saying, how all this racism, all these racist motherfuckers just started wilding, just all over the country, just doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? That will be the effect that Cynthia G has on these women. They already feel that way. They just don't have a mouthpiece out there loud enough to cover them, to cover them, that they can point the finger and say, well, you see, that's what she was saying, and that's what Cynthia G was saying. So of course that I agree with Cynthia G. So yeah, fuck these niggas or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And outright blatantly fucking say the shit. And none of them are gonna really grasp hold to any of whatever could be considered a positive fucking points or whatever. If you can say she makes these niggas ain't shit, they don't deserve our fucking respect type of narrative, and they gonna run around here wilding on niggas, and after that shit is in effect, then I mean we're gonna be in bad fucking shape. But I'll go back to my other point. My other point was, there are a lot of points that are being made by brothers, but there's one particular point that nobody is really making. And how I'm seeing it, they are making a comparison between these particular types of black women and then how they feel as though these black women are envious of white women. Shout out to BGS about the myth of white womanhood. That makes a lot of sense. I totally agree with you. I feel like that, yes, there are a certain contingency of black women who are jealous of Miss Ann, and they are looking for white womanhood. You can tell by the way that they wear their hair, by their skin bleaching, and the eyelashes and the contacts, and they want to look like the Cupid doll. You know, that's the look that they want. But I present this. I present this concept, right? My contention is, or my interjection is that these black women see this, but I feel like I will probably be the first person to say this on YouTube. These black women are not trying to emulate white women, but they are emulating white men. Why do I say this? Well, let's look at the similarities between black women and the way that they act and behave and the things that they say, their argumentative strategies, and the way that white men behave in their argumentative strategies. Because I've been on various message boards, YouTube, as well as Facebook, and I have been involved in some chat rooms that were under some posts that were about racism. And when you get into something like that, you're going to come across some people that are going to be on there talking about, fuck that nigga deserved to get shot, or, the cop, or we don't know this about the cop, or we don't know what happened, let's look at the whatever, right? And in the midst of all those comments and whatnot, you'll come across somebody that just says something completely off the wall, completely fucking racist, And sometimes you might want to comment back to them. Or you might make a comment under the video and somebody comes in and comments some racist, real crazy racist shit. Right? Just the same way I've been on some of these message boards, and some woman will say something, or somebody will post up a video, and then you'll make a reply, and some woman will come to you and she wants to argue with you. And I will tell you without a shadow of a doubt that white men who are racist, who want to be able to make their racist points, even though their points can be debunked, even though you can come up with a million different facts in sources to show them why they're wrong, they will argue with you the exact same way a black woman will argue with you about this gender war shit, about when they want to be right about something, no matter how many facts you present to them. White men and black women have the same argumentative strategies. They do ad hominems real fast. They convolute the conversation with unnecessary verbiage. They'll try to do word salads on you. They'll try to insult you. They both do the exact same thing. Racist white men and black women argue the exact same way. They move the goalposts on you. You know, they'll disregard what you're saying, no matter how much of a fact it is. They'll just disregard what you they'll try to disregard what you said. All of the talk, all of the ways, not so much the actual talking points that Cynthia was making, but the argumentative tactics that she used are the exact same argumentative tactics that white men employ. And it's not just her that does this. Your black woman in your household, when she argues with you, she does the exact same thing. I know. I can tell you. I've been married a few times. I've had opportunity to be able to have conversations and arguments with women that I've lived with in the household on all kind of different levels, different women. I'm not talking about just one particular woman. And I can tell you the similarities between all those women. They all try to argue the exact same way. And they don't argue for the sake of trying to come to any kind of conclusion. They argue in order to try to win. And they don't deal with logic. Just like white men, when they arguing with you, it's slightly different because they try to sound like they're being logical. But if your logic starts to trump their logic, they're not going to concede to say, yeah, all right, well, maybe you're right. It's not the racist ones. No, they're not going to do that. They're going to start to do all those argumentative tactics that black women employ from the jump. Okay? That's number one. They have the same kind of argumentative tactics as racist white men, black women do. Secondly, the way that Cynthia G kept talking about this other race of men are dominating you. These other races of men are dominating you. Right? Now peep this out. Check it out. in her mind, as well as other black women's minds, that white man is dominating her. So since she feels like she needs to emulate that white man because she wants to emulate power, she feels like she needs to dominate you. Which is the reason why you would notice, like chat rooms and panels that she's been on, she tries to dominate men in the conversation. She tried to talk crazy to them, start calling them all kinds of names, and tries to shut down their conversation. She'll talk over them, just be totally disrespectful, and we think she's just doing that because she's just a disrespectful person, and she is. But that's not the main reason why she's doing it. She's doing that because she feels as though that white man is dominating you, so I'm gonna dominate you because I'm emulating that white man. That's the reason why she felt like she could just stop the conversation and tell Anger Man, you need to check your people in your chat room. Anger Man, I don't think he caught on to that, and I was waiting for him. I mean, today I was listening to him, and he was going in, he was going out, he was making some great points and stuff, but I was waiting for him to come to this conclusion. And I promise you this, the longer y'all have this topic of conversation going on, eventually y'all are going to come to this conclusion that I came to. And I did not just come to this conclusion just now. This came to me years ago. I peeped this out years ago. Right? You are going to come to the conclusion that yes, these black women are emulating white men. That's the reason why they're handling us the way that's the reason why they treat us like beasts of burden, like slaves, like they don't give a fuck about it because they know the white man don't give a fuck about us, and they're emulating him. You understand what I'm saying? That's the reason why. So that's why we have to just not compare them to white women. They don't want to be white women. They want to be white men. That's the reason why she talks the way she talks about black men and to black men. Because she can't dominate black men physically, so she has to try to do it verbally. And every video she makes, every time she comes up with this, it says those same 6 fucking talking points and talks and expounds for an hour about them same 6 fucking talking points. Right? What are black men doing? Why they like white bitches? Why they being dominated? You know, why they not building nothing? Yeah, fuck, it's less than 6 then. It's about 4 of them. I can't think of none of the other ones. Right? That's a whole other similarity that I just caught on to. Why is she so adamant about you black men staying away from white women? Because the white man don't want you around no white women. The white men don't want you around their women. She don't want you. She think you a dusty beta male coon, and the majority of us are dusty fucking coons. She don't want us, but she don't want the white woman to want us neither. You understand? Why? The white man think you ain't shit. He don't want you nowhere around his fucking woman. Cynthia G think you ain't shit. She don't want you nowhere around a white man woman either. That's a whole other similarity between her and this white man. That's what I'm saying. She is not emulating white women. She's emulating white men. You see? This last similarity I'm gonna go into, and I don't know, maybe y'all listened to it long enough where y'all probably have figured it out already, right? But think back to the 70s, the 80s, you know, some of the 90s, right? What was a running joke on television, in movies, about white men and their hair, about balding white men? What was the running joke? You remember? Any of you guys is old enough to remember any of that, right? What was the running joke about that? That white men wore toupees and wigs on their hair, on their head, right? But they act like it's their real hair until the wind comes, blows it off or something like that, right? It blows the tape off. But they bald as hell underneath it. But they put a rug on top of their head. Some people call it a wig, right? What other person in American society, whereas it obviously, because the white man toupee was obvious it wasn't his hair. It's obvious this is not his hair. What other person, a group of people in American society, wears an obvious wig on their head and does not care that anybody notices it? Does not, matter of fact, will dare you to say something about their fake hair on their head. What other people do that? Besides white men. What other people are doing that besides white men? Black women, right? Right. So that's a big similarity. Big similarity. They wear wigs and don't give a damn if anybody knows it's a wig. White men been doing that since whenever. You understand? I mean, you can even go back to fucking George Washington. He wore a wig. He didn't give a damn. That was part of their wig. That was part of their judicial culture, right? Black women doing this shit like it's all good. So I say all that to say that they are not imitating white women. They are not trying to be like white women. No. See, they're trying to be like white men. Why do you think it is that you feel that in certain corporate jobs and locations that the black women are in competition with you instead of y'all, she black, you black, y'all black together? How come she feels like she is in competition with you? Because the white man is in competition with you. Not because she's going to gain anything from knocking you down, but because she's emulating the white man. You see? Those are the similarities that, and I'm sure if you think about it, think along those lines, you could come up with some more similarities. But those are the similarities that I've noticed about between black men, between black women and white men. They argue the same way. Very unfairly, very. This is the argument tactics of identity. They both are in the mind frame that the black man must be dominated. And they both wear fake hair on their head and don't give a damn about the rest of American society telling them something about it. I mean, the white man even went as far as getting hair plugs and getting hair plugged in their head. Well, what black women did, they started getting hair sewn in their head. Right? Hair glued on their fucking head. And deers out here, right? I done seen about 3 dead deers on the ground. I'm putting these damn bright lights on. Y'all would have said, bitches that never jump out here on me. Try to have running over hitting with these deers. I don't need that kind of smoke tonight, my nigga. But yeah. Y'all think about that. Think about that shit. Because I think that's pretty neat. And yeah. I honestly believe that at some point it's going to either be BGS or anger, man. It might be Obsidian. Right? One of them is going to come to this conclusion. It's going to be a fucking epiphany on the ass. One of them going to come up with this shit. One of these days. It's coming. It's coming. I know it's coming. I know it's fucking coming. You dig? I know it's coming. And when it happens, I'm just going to sit back and relax and listen to whoever it is. I might try to put in their chat room, please go listen to this video when you get a chance. Because guess what? I said this shit umpteen months ago. You dig? I've been saying that. I'm glad this YouTube shit is out here now so I can document some of the shit that I be fucking thinking. Because when I be sitting there listening to y'all, sometimes I just gotta shake my head like, well damn, yeah, duh. Y'all just not figured that shit out. About these hoes? Nigga been on it. It ain't take me, yeah, shit, I learned that a long time ago, my nigga. But yeah. I'm gonna sign off. Black Men Ain't Shit, the podcast. Y'all like, share, subscribe. Alright, I'm out.